Dad, that sound is so scary. It feels like something terrible is about to happen. I have to warn him. Don't go riding. What's wrong, Zue? I had a dream about a horse. Dad, please don't ride. Don't worry, sweetheart. I'll bring you candy when I get back. Something terrible happened. Your father fell off his horse. What did you say? Tell me. My husband. That third daughter is nothing but bad luck. What kind of child says something so awful? After that, whenever I had a strange dream, I kept it to myself. Grandmother, that's grandmother's courtyard. No, please, no, it's grandmother. Why are you suddenly so clingy? You don't want me going back to my room? Grandmother, I dreamed there were funeral banners in your courtyard. Please don't get sick, okay? Silly girl, what nonsense are you talking about? This is seriously creepy. It was that third daughter. Days before it happened, she told her grandmother she dreamed about funeral banners. And it came true. I told you she's a jinx. Her father fell off his horse because of her too. Anyone around her is doomed. Jouet, you're old enough to know better. Everything you say comes true, but not everything should be said out loud. Every prediction brings another disaster. Who else do you want to kill? From now on, you'll live in the West Courtyard. Without my permission, you can't leave or speak another word. This family can't afford your curse. From now on, you'll live in the West Courtyard. Without my permission, you can't leave or speak another word. This family can't afford your curse. There's a mute girl living in that courtyard. Just ignore her. Miss? Something terrible happened. Your mother wants you to marry in your sister's place. So that wedding carriage was meant for me. I'm not marrying him. Xiao Huan is a useless prince living in an abandoned palace. Everyone says he won't survive the year. You want me to be a widow. You think you get a choice? Why didn't you care about the family's reputation when you ran off? Your father agreed to this marriage himself. The fifth prince's wedding gifts are already here, and now you refuse. That doesn't mean I should be sent to die. Last night's dream already showed me how this ends. That wedding carriage is mine. Fighting it won't change anything. If Shenji won't marry him, Jouet can take her place. Exactly, send her. A mute girl and a worthless prince are a perfect match. Exactly, send her. A mute girl and a worthless prince are a perfect match. That look hurt more than my stepmother's slap. Don't worry, miss. I'll go with you. At least the prince's residence will be your own home. It has to be better than this courtyard. When you get there, keep your mouth shut. Don't mention your dreams. The Shen family can't handle your curse anymore. Whether you live or die is no longer our concern. Don't bring us trouble. This isn't a marriage, it's banishment. From this moment on, I have nothing to do with this family. I was waiting for the man from my dream to lift my wedding veil. Those eyes don't look like a new bride's. It's like she already knows me. I heard the Shen family sent me a mute. The Shen family's third daughter. Your father died when you were 6, your grandmother when you were 8, and everyone blamed you. They called you a jinx and locked you away. I know everything. The more useless you are, a princess who can't speak and has no one to defend her, the safer the Empress feels. Now I understand. He wanted me not because of who I was, but because I was nobody. Strangely, that made me feel relieved. At least he was honest, no fake kindness. So the mute girl can write, and those 3 words show no fear, no desperation. She's almost cold. Maybe she won't be so boring after all. Fine, we'll live separately. You don't have to serve me, and I won't touch you. If I'm still alive in 3 years, I'll let you go. The assassination happens tonight. The assassination happens tonight. How do you know they're the Empress's men? Did someone warn you, or was it the Shen family? That panic doesn't look fake. A spy sent to spread misinformation wouldn't be terrified enough to cry, but predicting the future? That's ridiculous. That wasn't the wind. Someone stepped on the loose roof tile by the corner. Don't make a sound. Not that you could anyway. The sickly, useless prince was gone. Turns out he was never useless. So this was what those bottomless eyes in my dream were hiding. My bloody dreams should have ended with his death. Instead, the assassin was bleeding. I changed his fate. For the first time, I changed something my dream had already shown me. The Empress sent assassins as a wedding gift. How thoughtful. You saved me. On our wedding night, I think I deserve an explanation. You're not working for the Empress. Her people wouldn't save me. And you're not a Shen family spy. So who are you? How did you know assassins were coming? Who are you? How did you know assassins were coming? If you can't speak, write it down. The man in front of me had survived because of my warning. Maybe my supposed curse wasn't all bad. I'm scared. I'm scared that if I say it again, someone else will die. She's not really mute. Shenjue, from now on, I'll say what you can't. Whatever you dream, write it down for me. Leave the rest to me. For the first time in years, someone told me my dreams weren't a curse. For the first time, someone promised to speak the words I couldn't say. And that night, inside a crumbling palace, an alliance no one expected quietly began. Knock it over. Your Highness, the Empress's attendant is here. He says she sent wedding gifts for your wife. She's not a burden. She's my secret weapon. One that can see what nobody else knows is coming over the next 3 days. Congratulations, Your Highness. The Empress sent some supplements for your wedding. She also said your health is fragile, so take good care of yourself. Wouldn't want you dying young. Thank the Empress for me. I'm afraid my poor health will keep her worried a little longer. The assassins never reported back. They were probably silenced. But the fifth prince looked so sick, he couldn't possibly cause trouble. Then I won't disturb your rest, Your Highness. You saw the assassins and you saw that poisoned porridge. Shen Jue, in a palace this ruthless, knowing your enemies move 3 days early makes you unbeatable. From today on, you're my wife and my only secret weapon. Someone needs me. Not just my silence, not some harmless mute, but what I can see. He needs me. For the first time in years, I don't feel like a Jinx. I even want to dream again, see more for him, and make myself a more valuable asset. I used to think dreaming was just a natural gift. But this time, I had 2 dreams in one night and chased visions that were farther away. Turns out this ability comes at the cost of my life. I'll give it to him tomorrow. As for the blood I coughed up. You had another dream last night? You saw this. Did you see anything else? Shenjue, what does each dream cost you? Her weakness, the way she avoided my eyes, and that blood. I saw it all. This banquet is a trap. After her assassins failed, the Empress invited us to the palace. She wants everyone to see whether I'm truly dying, then finish me off. Refusing means defying an order. Going means walking straight into a trap. But she doesn't know I have you. Every poison drink, every trap she sets, I can see them coming. Every poison drink, every trap she sets, I can see them coming. Knowing her plan and watching her fall into her own trap, this should be fun. She's dreaming again. Even like this, she's still doing it for me. Stop looking. I'll handle the rest myself this time. Once we're there, you don't have to do anything. Remember, you know nothing. Once we're there, do nothing. You know nothing and saw nothing. You're just a foolish, mute princess who keeps her head down. I'll handle everything else. That's the 5th prince? I heard he's practically dying. And his mute wife is the Shen family's unwanted daughter. Perfect match. Neither belongs here. Huan, you're here! I heard your health has been poor, so I arranged this banquet to bring you and your new bride some good luck. Thank you for your concern. I'm afraid my poor health might ruin your banquet instead. I'm afraid I might ruin your banquet. Look at him. Someone that sick can't cause any trouble. Brother, don't sell yourself short. An occasion like this calls for a drink. Someone pour wine for my brother and his wife. Here it comes. The 3rd round. The man pouring the wine, his right hand. It's him. That's the cup. Brother, please. Brother, please. Forgive my behavior. My health failed me, and I've spoiled your evening. The poisoned wine should have killed him quietly. Instead, he spilled it in front of everyone by pretending to collapse. If the Empress questioned him, she'd expose her own poison. It's fine. Your health matters more. Bring another cup. I wouldn't dare trouble you again. I'm too weak to remain and I don't want to cause another scene. Please excuse me. You spot her moves and I make them backfire. Shen Jue, with you beside me, I can survive anything this city throws at us. Next time, I'll see it more clearly. See it more clearly. Those words could cost her life. When I take the throne, the first thing I'll do is make sure she never coughs up blood for me again. Her dreams will be a gift, not a prison. She'll live openly, healthy and safe. 3 days after the wedding, it was time to visit her family. 3 days after the wedding, it was time to visit her family. Wow, so this is how a princess travels? I thought someone important was coming. Turns out it's just another shabby carriage. You really married well. An abandoned palace, watery porridge, and a husband who won't survive the year. Still can't talk? I bet your life there is miserable. Sooner or later, your reputation as a Jinx will ruin that sick prince. When he divorces you and sends you back, do you think our parents will take you in? Are you trying to tell my wife how she should behave? I thought visiting her family would be a happy occasion. Instead, I find you insulting my wife. You say she's bad luck and will ruin me. Does your whole family believe that or just you? If your family believes that, I'll ask His Majesty why you knowingly sent a supposedly cursed daughter into the royal family. That accusation was serious. Sending a supposedly cursed daughter into the royal family could be treated as deceiving the emperor. I didn't mean that. No one else gets to judge my wife. Whether she's lucky or unlucky is my business, not yours. The Shen family sent her away. You have no right to tell her what to do anymore. Ever since I begged my father not to ride when I was 6, no one had ever defended me. But now, someone was standing in front of me. What you can't say, I'll say for you. He kept his promise. He kept his promise. Going home didn't mean returning to the Shen family. It meant returning to that quiet, broken palace where he was waiting. Somehow, the place everyone hated had become my home. Let's go home. You never have to return to the Shen family. That place doesn't deserve another chance to hurt you. We'd both been abandoned by family. We'd both hidden who we really were. And we were both waiting for a chance to finally live openly. We're married. You don't need to thank me. The secret on the first page. The first secret, the warning about the poisoned wine. I'll see more clearly next time. And today's, let's go home, and thank you. I couldn't bring myself to throw away a single note. You had another dream? Last night's dream was blurry, pounding hooves, a horse's scream, and Xiao Huan crashing to the ground. Stop pushing yourself. Whatever you saw is enough. I'll take care of the rest. You disobeyed me again. You disobeyed me again. Shen Jiwei, listen carefully. This is the last time. After this hunt, if you risk your life dreaming behind my back again, I'd rather give up the throne than let you keep doing this. The ambition that had always burned in his eyes was suddenly overshadowed by something else. Then I have to win beautifully and make sure her sacrifice means something. Brother, you're not well, so I picked you a gentle horse. It's perfectly safe. Ride this one and you'll be fine. Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. The saddle was switched last night. The poison needle is still there, but leather blocks it so the horse won't panic. And thanks to her notes, I know every assassin's location, number, and escape route. What are you looking for? What are you looking for? A horse that should have gone wild? Or a prince who should have fallen? Assassins ambushed a prince during the royal hunt? Investigate everything. The 5th prince really is sick. Yet every attack from the Empress and Crown Prince keeps backfiring on them. Is this divine protection? Or, Your Highness, every time you move against him, the 5th prince somehow avoids it and sees through the plan. There can't be that many coincidences. I suspect that mute woman beside him. A mute? 2 palace banquets and 1 royal hunt. Every trap I set ended up hurting me instead. How does that sickly prince keep pulling this off? People who can't speak are the best at keeping secrets. But right now, the real problem isn't the mute woman. It's His Majesty. At court today, didn't you notice how His Majesty looked at you? That look felt like a thorn digging into me. My father suspects me. You're the rightful heir, but that doesn't make your position secure. If things are already unstable while His Majesty is strong, you need something no one can take away. You mean an army? I can't rely on my father's promise that I'm the rightful heir anymore. I told you I'd win beautifully this time. A whole day of fear and a night of coughing up blood. It was all worth it. Don't cry, I'm fine, aren't I? The path you saw for me was perfect. You're not a Jinx, you're my good fortune. You're my lucky star. You're not a Jinx, you're my lucky star. A lucky star? For years, people called me a Jinx, a curse, bad luck, and a mute. No one had ever called me their lucky star. 3 days after the hunt, her mind and body are completely exhausted. It's like she burned through years of energy in just a few days. I can't cure this. I can't cure this. The doctor can't cure her because the illness isn't in her body. It's in her dreams. I caused it every time I took her notes and used them to scheme and win. I pushed her until she had nothing left. The word secret weapon now stabbed his heart like a red-hot needle. Xiaokan, Xiaokan! The wall that trapped her for years wouldn't let her speak while awake. But unconscious and burning with fever, she instinctively called my name with everything she had. That wall could never imprison her heart. I'm here, Zhiwei, I'm here. I always thought the throne was what I wanted. But watching this woman, who exhausted herself for me and still called my name while unconscious, I finally understood. I'll fight for the throne, but not for power. I'll stand at the highest place in the world and tell everyone she's not a Jinx, not a curse, and not someone the Shen family can throw away. She's the woman I'll protect with my entire kingdom. Her dreams will be a gift and an honor, never a prison. Don't write. This time I'll talk and you listen. Shen Jiwei, I don't want you to be my secret weapon anymore. From now on, Shen Jiwei, I don't want you to be my secret weapon anymore. Dream only when you want to. If you don't, you never have to again. Even without your dreams, I can still win what I want. I want you alive, healthy and alive. That matters more than any secret weapon. Some things don't need to be said out loud, she understood. My whole life, people looked down on me, used me, and abandoned me. No one had ever told me that my life mattered more than anything else. Something about that mute woman doesn't sit right with me. Your life matters more than anything else. Something about that mute woman doesn't sit right with me. Could she be the reason Xiao Huan keeps getting so lucky? What could a mute possibly do? That's exactly why she's suspicious. She can't talk, so no one can get information out of her. I don't like having someone like that beside Xiao Huan. If we can't remove him, we'll take away his weapon. Did you hear? The 5th prince's wife is secretly involved with one of his guards. Seriously? Everyone's talking about moonlit meetings and secret love tokens. She was just a substitute bride. No wonder she's sneaking around with another man. Of course she has no class. She got married and still went looking for another man. The Empress is desperate. Rumors aren't enough. She wants to convict you in front of the royal family and make me look incapable of controlling my own household. 2 birds, 1 stone. She's planning something else. Last night's dream showed a family banquet in 3 days. The Empress will publicly accuse me. A guard will confess to an affair, and she'll have witnesses and evidence ready. Just as expected, the guard is the witness, and the evidence is a handkerchief embroidered with twin lotus flowers. The Empress's people planted it last night. One dream showed her the entire trap, the witness, the evidence, the time, and the place. If she wants to put on a show, we'll play along, but we get to write the ending. Your Majesty, I have proof the 5th prince's wife is having an affair with a palace guard. Your Majesty, I have proof the 5th prince's wife is having an affair with a palace guard. I saw it with my own eyes. It was me. I had an affair with the princess. Please spare my life. Search her dressing case. What's this? You're a prince's wife, yet you committed such a disgraceful act and dishonored the royal family. What do you have to say for yourself? I couldn't say a single word in my defense. Everyone thought I'd beg for mercy or stand there helpless while they destroyed me. But this time I didn't panic. Father, this alleged affair is staged. How it would unfold, who would play each role, when it would happen, and what evidence they'd use. This alleged affair is staged. My wife wrote down every detail 3 days ago. How it would unfold, who would participate, when it would happen, and what evidence they'd use. If my wife were guilty, how could she have described every detail of this search 3 days ago? Unless the entire affair was planned in advance, including the handkerchief prepared days ago and conveniently discovered today. So tell me, who could predict every step of this accusation and arrange it so perfectly? Who went to such lengths to frame my wife? Who went to such lengths to frame my wife and disgrace the royal family? That death only proves someone was silencing witnesses. Enough. This is the family banquet you arranged? Please calm down, Your Majesty. I obviously can't admit that I arranged the guard, the handkerchief, and the maid. I never said a word. This time, my silence cornered everyone who wanted me dead. Today, surrounded by the royal family and facing the Empress's accusations, she stood tall in the middle of the hall. She never stepped back or lowered her head. You didn't bow your head, and from now on, you never have to again. We've sent disaster relief 3 times. Why is the situation getting worse, and why are refugees rioting? Refugees are rioting. The disaster is beyond human control. Every relief account is properly documented and can withstand an audit. We kept sending relief money, yet Zhongnan erupted in unrest. Investigate it. Investigate everything. The accounts are spotless. There's no evidence of wrongdoing, Your Majesty. Father, I have a report. It details who stole Jiangnan's relief funds, where every payment went, which dams were poorly built, and which one the next storm will destroy first. Every single detail is in this report! It's all in this report. How could a sick prince who lives in an abandoned palace know so much about Jiangnan's disaster and financial records? Only I knew the truth. She showed me, page by page, which dam would break and when the next storm would hit. The records, money trails, and witnesses came from the network I'd secretly built during 3 years of pretending to be sick. Her dreams showed me where to look. My people gave me the proof. Investigate everything. Who dared ignore the victims and break the law? I want to know whose pockets the relief money ended up in. Xiao Huan, you're now in charge of Jiangnan's disaster relief and flood control. You're in charge of Jiangnan's disaster relief and flood control. I accept your command. I spent 7 years building my power in Jiangnan. 7 years. And with one report, he destroyed my people, my money, and my entire network. Your Highness, it's worse than Jiangnan. After this scandal, His Majesty is considering the succession again. You know exactly what that means. He's going to remove me and give the throne to Xiao Huan. I have nowhere left to go. As long as I'm crown prince, I have a chance. But once I'm removed, my future is either imprisonment or a cup of poison. That's why you can't wait. Or a cup of poison. That's why you can't wait. The commander of the palace guard is loyal to you, and the Empress's family has 3,000 soldiers outside the city. When His Majesty dies, seize the gates and take the throne. By then, no one can stop you. What about a succession decree? What if my father left one? A decree no one can find might as well not exist. Once you're on the throne, even if it appears later, it's just a piece of paper you can burn. Send the order. Have the commander and our private soldiers ready the moment my father dies. Brother, you handled Jiangnan beautifully. One report exposed all those corrupt officials. Father must be thrilled. You're too kind. I just reviewed some accounts and did what needed to be done. What needed to be done? Brother, why pretend? Brother? Why pretend? We both know who you were targeting with every account you checked and every connection you destroyed. There's only one throne, and one of us won't get it. An honest man doesn't fear an audit. If your hands are clean, why are you so worried about a few reports?
Xiao Huan, there's no turning back for either of us now.
I'll be in Jiangnan for 3 to 6 months. The Empress might come after you while I'm gone, so I've left people to protect you. Don't be afraid. Don't see anyone except the household staff. Wait for me. I've left people to protect you. Don't be afraid. Don't see anyone except the household staff. Wait for me. Are you going to fight for the throne? I am, but not for power. Shen Jiwei, I want the highest position in the world so I can tell everyone you're not a jinx, not a curse, and not someone your family can discard. You're the woman I'll protect with my entire kingdom. I'll wait for you. Please come back safely. The words I'd wanted to say 1,000 times slammed against the wall in my throat. They almost broke through. But in the end, I still couldn't say them. I understand. Some promises don't need to be spoken. With a gesture only we understood, he answered everything I couldn't say. I'll wait for you to come home safely. Father grows weaker every day and his lucid moments keep getting shorter. If he dies without naming an heir, there will be a fight to the death. If Father left a decree, he hid it somewhere he trusted while he was still lucid. But the Empress and Crown Prince have surrounded him so completely that even I can't get near him. The decree isn't in the Imperial Study or the Emperor's chambers. The decree isn't in the Imperial Study or the Emperor's chambers. It's in the palace where your mother used to live, Cold Moon Palace. Cold Moon Palace was sealed after my mother died. It's been abandoned for years, almost forgotten. Father hid the decree there, somewhere only he and my mother knew about. No one would ever think to search there. My mother once told me she was the woman Father loved most when he was young. Hiding his most important document in the home of the woman he trusted and wronged makes perfect sense. Are you sure? The dream was blurry. I couldn't see exactly where it was hidden. I need to look again. I couldn't see exactly where it was hidden. I need to look again. No! You've barely recovered. I'll search Cold Moon Palace myself. Even if I have to tear it apart inch by inch, I'll find it. There's no time. Father only has a few days left, and the Crown Prince is searching too. That palace is huge. You'll never finish in time. If I see it, you can go straight there. Just this once. Whether you see it clearly or not, stop immediately. One last time, Jiwei. This is the last time. For the rest of our lives. Jiwei, this is the last time. For the rest of our lives, I swear I'll never let you shed another drop of blood for me. Father had already made his decision. He simply hid it where no one would think to look, waiting for someone capable enough to find it. His Majesty is resting. By order of the Empress, no one may enter, not even the 5th Prince. Please leave. Move our soldiers to the camp outside the city tonight, disguised as palace guards. The commander will seize the north gate. Keep Father's death secret. Until I'm on the throne, no one hears a word. Until I take the throne, Father must remain officially alive. We're one step away. All we're waiting for is his final breath. Father, I've been waiting a long time. When Father dies, he'll seal the palace gates and take the throne before the decree is announced. Xuanwu Gate will become a battlefield, and your reinforcements will be ambushed on Zhuke Street. I see. Defend Xuanwu Gate while the reinforcements take Zhuke Street. It's the obvious route, and that's exactly why. It's the obvious route, which makes it exactly where the Crown Prince will attack. Fine. If he's waiting on Juke Street, I'll send 2 forces. One will draw out his assassins, while the main force circles behind him through a western passage. Jiwei, you showed me the deadly path again. I'll find the way out. Hold Zhuanwu Gate. Reinforcements will arrive before dawn. Once the decree is announced, the Crown Prince becomes a traitor. Your Highness, we're in trouble. The Crown Prince knew you'd defend Zhuanwu Gate and wait for help. He stationed elite assassins on Juke Street to wipe out your reinforcements with crossbows and burning oil. If our reinforcements are wiped out, they'll wipe them out with crossbows and burning oil. If the reinforcements fall, Zhuanwu Gate won't hold. Then the decree in my hands is nothing but worthless paper. We won't make it to dawn. Xiaohan dies under a rain of arrows. It's happening now. That moment is right now. There's no time. The camp is too far from the city wall. By the time my note reaches him, the arrow will already be flying. Too late. I have to go myself. What can a mute woman do in the middle of a battle? I can't let him die. I can't let Xiaohan die from the arrow I saw. Your Highness, you can't go. You can't go! I can't let him die. Even with his life hanging by a thread, the wall that had trapped me for years still blocked my throat. I couldn't make a sound. Kill him! Jiwei, don't be scared. I'm here. Where's the doctor? Get the doctor now. You're going to be okay. Jiwei! I knew the Crown Prince would attack our reinforcements, so I sent decoys to draw out his assassins while our main force used another passage to get behind the rebels. The decree was announced. The Crown Prince was exposed as a traitor and his cause was lost. Shokan won. Nani won the entire kingdom. I won the entire kingdom. But holding this lifeless woman in my arms, I felt like I'd lost everything. After only a few days, he looked years older. Stubble covered his jaw, dark circles shadowed his eyes, and those deep, unreadable eyes were bloodshot as he stared at me. You're awake! You're awake! You were unconscious for 7 days. The arrow missed your heart by an inch. You lost so much blood that for 3 days your pulse was barely there. That arrow nearly killed me, but I didn't regret it. It was meant for his chest. As long as he was alive, as long as he could still hold my hand like this, that was enough. Don't say anything. You waking up matters more than anything else. In those 7 days, everything changed. The late Emperor's decree, the throne passes to his 5th son, Xiaohan. Upon taking the throne, I hereby name Shenjiwei my Empress. Your Majesty, you can't. Shenjiwei was merely a substitute bride and she's mute. An Empress must oversee palace affairs and receive nobles and foreign guests. How can a woman who can't speak fulfill those duties? Your Majesty, he's right, Your Majesty. A mute Empress ruling at court would make us a laughingstock. Please reconsider. Your Majesty, everyone knows she was called a jinx and a curse. They say she caused her grandmother's death and her father's accident. How can someone so unlucky become Empress? She'll bring disaster to the kingdom. Finished? A jinx? A curse? Then tell me, who predicted which dam would collapse in Jiangnan and when the storm would come? Who exposed the rebels' every move at Zhuanwu Gate and saved me again and again? And what about my life? At Zhuanwu Gate, an arrow was meant to pierce my heart. She took it for me. Now she's been unconscious for 7 days with a pulse so weak it's barely there. You call her a jinx? She's my lucky star and this kingdom's blessing. You call her cursed? She traded her life for mine. If she's unlucky, then who in this entire court deserves to be called a blessing? My Empress doesn't have to do anything. She just has to stay alive, that's enough. If anyone still objects, feel free to trade your life for mine. Then I'll make you Empress instead. Your Majesty is wise, I have no objections. I should have been happy. I'd gone from an unwanted jinx to an Empress cherished by a man who would protect me with his kingdom. It was the greatest honor imaginable. But the wall inside me only tightened. At Zhuanwu Gate, if I'd shouted, "Xiaohan, look out!" he could have dodged the arrow. Instead, I had to block it with my body. If it happens again and I still can't speak, my silence could cost him his life. But I was even more terrified that speaking might bring those disasters back and make them fall on him. He was the person I feared losing most, so I became more afraid to speak than ever. Jiwei, what are you afraid of? Look, every word you've said over the years is right here. You were never unable to speak, you just put your words on paper. Jiwei, listen. You dreamed about your father's accident and your grandmother's death. Your dreams predict the future. They don't cause it. You've always been my lucky star. Without you, I would have died 5 times already. Without you, I would have died 5 times already. The truth is, the more you lock yourself away, the more it breaks my heart. But I'm not in a hurry. That wall trapped you for years. I know it won't come down overnight. Don't force yourself to speak. Talk when you want to. If you don't, write or use your hands. I'll understand. As long as you're alive beside me, even if you never speak, that's more than I ever hoped for. The wall was still there, but for the first time, I felt like it might not be unbreakable. Because on the other side, someone was willing to wait for me forever. Ah! The crown prince was removed, but some of his followers escaped. The crown prince was removed, but some of his followers escaped. Your Majesty, hurry back to the palace. Get the doctor. The emperor was ambushed while secretly visiting his mother's grave. My head started ringing, and suddenly the whole world went silent. The poison has spread too far. It's already reached his heart. I can't save him. I can't save him, hit me like a hammer. The man I loved was slipping away right in front of me. Everything he'd ever said came crashing back. What you can't say, I'll say for you. I'll say it for you. You're not a Jinx, you're my lucky star. Your voice could save my life. That wall again. Having you alive beside me is the blessing I've spent half my life praying for. Having you alive beside me is the blessing I've spent half my life praying for. The wall that had trapped me since I was 8 blocked my throat again. The nightmare from Xuanwu Gate was happening all over. I couldn't shout. All I could do was watch him slip closer to death. No, not again. I'm not afraid anymore. Not of disasters, not of speaking, not of that wall. I'm only afraid of one thing, that he'll never wake up. I'm afraid I'll never hear him call me Jouet again. That wall trapped my voice, my fear, my entire life. But it couldn't stop the cry bursting from the deepest part of my heart. Xiao. The cry bursting from the deepest part of my heart. Xiao Huan, Xiao Huan, Xiao Huan. Xiao Huan, wake up! You promised you'd stay with me forever. You can't leave. You said you'd wait until I could speak. I'm speaking now. Xiao Huan, I'm speaking. Can you hear me? Please, hear me. I heard her. The voice I'd waited 3 years to hear. The voice I'd almost given up on. The woman who always stayed silent and wrote everything down was calling my name with her own voice. Xiao Huan, Xiao Huan, Xiao Huan, Xiao Huan. Your Majesty. His hand moved. Hurry, start the treatment. Xiao Huan was critically injured and unconscious. With the new emperor's position still fragile, news of his condition spread. His Majesty is unconscious and no one can keep the court under control. What do we do? I heard the Empress issued an order. She's taking over court. But how can a mute Empress rule? How can a mute Empress rule? You may rise. The mute Empress can speak. His Majesty was attacked by rebels while visiting his mother's grave. His injuries are minor and he's recovering. The attackers were followers of the former crown prince trying to destabilize the throne. Anyone who exploits this situation, spreads rumors, or undermines the army will be charged with treason. Their entire family will face punishment. We gimli obey, Your Majesty. The phoenix finally found her voice. The woman who once feared speaking a single word stood at the highest place in the world and protected the man she loved and the kingdom they shared. The woman who once feared speaking a single word finally found her voice, stood at the highest place in the world, and protected the man she loved and the kingdom they shared. You're finally awake. I heard her talking to me. That voice I'd waited 3 years for. The voice I thought I might spend my whole life waiting to hear. Jiwei was talking to me. Yeah, I'm talking to you. I can speak now, Xiao Huan. From now on, I'll talk to you every day. I'll tell you every word I couldn't say for all those years. No, I don't need to cover your eyes anymore. Look at me and tell me everything. Those tears held years of buried pain, the relief of finally speaking, the fear of almost losing him, and the happiness a woman spent half her life fighting to reach. The Shen family matriarch and her eldest daughter request an audience with the Empress. Let them in. Let them in. Jouet, my sweet girl, I was wrong. I treated you terribly, but you still have Shen family blood in your veins. Our family is in trouble. Please, for the sake of family, save us. I thought I'd feel pain or hatred. I thought I'd want revenge for everything they did to me. But when the moment finally came, I felt strangely calm. Family? When I was 6, I dreamed my father would fall from his horse. I grabbed his clothes and begged him not to go. But afterward, you said my curse caused his accident. When I was 8, I dreamed grandmother would die. I stayed beside her for 2 weeks because I couldn't bear to lose her. But you said I was the Jinx who killed her. After that, you locked me away for 10 years and forbade me to speak. When I married in my sister's place, you grabbed my face and said, "Whether you live or die is no longer our concern." I didn't take revenge. I simply returned the words they'd once given me. I have nothing to do with the Shen family. Some debts don't need revenge. Drawing a line and walking away is the best ending. Is everything settled? It's settled. Handle the Shen family according to the law. Don't go easier because of me, and don't punish them more because of me. Just do what's right. The mute girl who once couldn't defend herself and silently swallowed every injustice could now calmly close the chapter on her past with her own voice. Jiwei, you've grown so much. You're the one who gave me the courage to grow. What are you thinking about? The past. After our child was born, my ability gradually faded. The dreams became less frequent, and the consequences grew weaker. The doctor said maybe I'd finally healed inside. I no longer had to sacrifice my life to support that power. Now I sleep peacefully and never cough up blood. I can finally just be an ordinary wife and mother. Jiwei, I've always wanted to ask you about our time in that abandoned palace. I've always wanted to ask, back when you could see the future, did you ever dream we'd end up like this? My dreams could only show me events connected to me within the next 3 days. I couldn't see that far ahead. Besides, I could never see my own fate. Jiwei, tell me something. If I hadn't been attacked and nearly died that night, how long would you have waited before speaking? He asked me that question many times. Every time I just smiled without answering. Besides, I could never see my own fate. Jiwei, tell me something. If I hadn't been attacked and nearly died that night, how long would you have waited before speaking? He asked me that question many times. Every time I just smiled without answering. Maybe forever. But after meeting you, I wanted to tell you every word I'd never been able to say. We have the rest of our lives, Xiao Huan. I'll keep talking and you can take your time listening. The woman the world once condemned to a lifetime of silence finally found her voice beside the man she loved and found the life she always deserved, open, healthy, and free.